So it's not how well they get along. And again, I think when you're watching, you're watching TV and you're seeing inside Google's latest 100 million complex and it's got all of these cool things, the temptation is to think that you have to do that. But I honestly believe that for a lot of small businesses, they do that as a substitute for real culture. And another thing that I think is a misconception is that everybody has to get along. Bullshit. I did a meeting with the guys on Thursday, and I said to them, and again, you can ask them tonight, pay more attention to them than me sometimes. I don't give a shit, and I looked them all in the eye. I don't give a shit whether you all like each other. It's not even on the radar and I don't have to like you, and you don't have to like me. But we have to have a mutual respect. And I'm trying to get that across to you, that that's not needed in your business. And the best story I can tell you, when I worked in soccer, so there's a team called Liverpool. Anybody heard of Liverpool? Yeah, all right. Decent team in the 80s. In fact, the equivalent, well, they're as good as they're about to be now, back in the 80s. They were certainly the Patriots of the 80s, shall I say, okay? And there's a guy called Ian Rush, who was the equivalent of Tom Brady. And when I worked for a team, my manager played alongside Ian Rush. So I used to sit next to my manager, Dave, and we would travel on the buses or the planes or whatever, and I'd always be picking his brains. And all I wanted to know was the standards. What was the standards like? What was these guys? You played with people like John Barnes, my hero. You played with Ian Rush. Like, I watched all these players as a kid on TV when I was growing up. Tell me about them. What can I learn from them? This is now 10, 12 years ago. I said, what was Ian Rush like? He was the best. The best goal scorer in the 80s. Played out in Europe. Won everything that you could win. I said, what was he like? He said he was a pain in the ass. What do you mean? He said, he was an absolute pain in the ass. Everybody hated him. I said, why? He said he got pissed every night. He turned up hungover. He was late for training. I said, well, how did that work? He said, it was fine. He said, because he scored 3 goals on a Saturday and we all got our bonus. Now, I'm not saying that I want my employees coming in pissed and hungover. Sport does have a few exceptions to the rule that they can get away with that we can't. But the point was great in that he didn't like him as an individual. He didn't like really who he was. But he got on with him for the sake of the greater good of the team. And the manager knew that. And the manager created the culture to shine the spotlight on the fact that, he might not be the best trainer, but he produces the goods. He gets the outcomes. He's measured. He's measured against 30 goals every season, and he scores 30 goals every season. What can I say to him? Just a thought. So it isn't about everybody getting on. It's about everybody respecting each other and supporting each other to achieve each other's goals.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.